Welcome to Portfolio Builders Club. Today we're going to talk about the brutal truth about trading and investing. So we're going to take a look at Tesla here as an example, and we're just going to discuss the areas where there's value and a discount in the price as it is reflected by the moving averages. So we notice that as price gets closer to the 100, 200-day moving average, generally we have a reversal and a push back up at this particular time because we're in an uptrend. So as we get closer to this 100 and 200-day, these blue lines, you get a reversal and a push up in the direction of the trend. So the question is, as an investor, are you willing to wait until price gets to the 100 or the 200-day moving average in order to invest? And the brutal truth is, most investors are not. From the top here, let's see, this is in December, all the way over to here in February is a couple of months. Many investors would not have the patience to wait a couple months for that to occur. Also, they maybe would not, they would go all in on this first move into the 25-day moving average, maybe realize some gains, but then not have anything left to add on to that position at this point or at this point. So the brutal truth is patience is the number one element that you have to have when investing. And the brutal truth is many investors just do not have that. We're all ready to jump in and get what we can whenever we can, and we're excited about it and not patient. So exercising patience is very important to your success. All right, let's just take a look at the Magnificent Seven, keeping that in mind as patience being a part of this and waiting for our signals and also being able to get out of positions that are going against us. So let's start with Apple. So as you see, Apple pushed up into the 250 level, pulled all the way back to our 100-day moving average and pulled back to our 200-day moving average. At the 200-day moving average, you see some support and it starts to push back up to the upside. So as we continue to watch this, our target right now would be about the 255 level again, and then on up, into this 275, 280 level up here. So that's what we're looking at as we continue this trend upward. The things that we know about this price, because we don't know day to day if price is going to go up or down. As you see, it goes up and down. We don't know day to day, but for right now, we know that we started on a trend upward. And that trend follows these 100 and 200-day moving average. And we can also watch the trend on the 25-day moving average. So as we see, it's starting to turn positive or green on the 25-day moving average. We're above the 100 and the 200, which we've already tapped into. So we'd expect more movement to the upside. That doesn't mean that tomorrow we won't get a down day, but we're saying on average, the price is moving to the upside. So our positions that we want to look for are going to be long-term positions. They're going to be 6-month positions. They're going to be 1-year positions. To say that 1 year from now, I expect that this move to 280 will be complete. But we'll continue to monitor it to determine if that's not going to be the case. But we anticipate that that move up to 280 will be complete by 6 months or a year from now. So, and you could go 2 years out on some leap options as well, or you could go with a solid just position, an equity position, and hold that forever. So that's Apple. Let's move on to Amazon. Amazon, here we are. Now this is again a lesson in patience. We've got this pullback that's happening right now. We're at the 25-day moving average, which could be a value point as far as price. Here's the 100-day moving average at about $215, and let's say the 200-day moving average is about $200 a share. So the idea here is, one, we're going to monitor our downtrend line here. We're going to monitor the 25-day moving average to see if price moves above that and turns green again, which is just indicating that price is above or closing above the 25-day moving average. If not, if price continues down to the 100-day moving average, that'll be a new value point, another value point. And if it moves even further, it'll be another value point. The idea here is that the trend has been upward. So as we continue to go with the trend, we don't know day to day, again, whether the price is going to go up or down. what we know is that in this trend, the trend is moving to the upside. So again, a long-term position, we're saying 6 months, a year from now, price will have continued this trend, whether it goes down or up any given day. It's going to continue this trend up to 250, and it's going to hit 250 within 6 months or a year. This is our anticipation. No one knows what's going to happen. We have to monitor what happens. We have to monitor what price does, and we have to monitor other things that may impact the price. But the idea here is that the trend has been showing us that it continues upward. The thing that we'd be looking for right now would be a break of this trend line, as well as price trading above the 25-day moving average. Basically, this 25-day moving average that you see here would turn green. And then we would expect that price would then be taken off to this upside. All right. We'll go to DJT. So DJT, this is Trump Media. With this, we were anticipating that it would make a move. Prior to now, it only made a partial move, and now it has come back down to where we kind of started from, which is this 61.8 of this overall move that happened previously. So we're still in range. If you were looking at Fibonacci's, we're still also at the 200, 100-day moving average, sort of floating in this particular zone. So this is a value area for now, and we'll have to continue to see if it stays above this $28 level. And then if it does stay above that $28 level, we'd anticipate that it will start to move up again. It won't take much, at $28, $30, if it gets to $60, that's 100% gain already. So we'll have to continue to watch this and see what happens with it. We have to watch the news. Again, this company does not have good financials, but we'll have to watch out for this one just to see if there's any catalyst that can push it forward. Google. So here we are. We did have our initial push up towards the 208, kind of fell short of that. Looks like got the 207. So now price has pulled back. Again, patience for it to get to the 100-day moving average and maybe the 200-day moving average. But we'll go with the 100-day moving average for now as an entry point, as a value point. So I'll mark that as a value point. Is more or less how I'm marking that as a value point. And then if it comes down here to be another value point at about 173. But at the current level, we would be anticipating that this is a value point, and we potentially could have a push up. Again, we need to have patience here. We could draw a counter trend line, and we'll just start it here. And we want to break that, and we also want to get above this 25-day moving average, 25-day moving average. So that's Google, patience. Moving on to Meta. So Meta has already jumped outside of our Fibonacci, so let's go ahead and close that out. So we've hit all those price targets to the upside. Again, we don't know what price is going to do every day or day to day or week to week. All we know is that right now it's showing us a uptrend. This uptrend is being supported by the 100-day moving average, or between the 100 and 200-day moving average. But the 100-day moving average seems to be pretty good as far as support for this move. This is just what it's showing us right now. So as we continue to watch this, and has been showing us this for the past year, but as we continue to watch this move to the upside, we don't anticipate that there will be any downside unless it gets below the 100 and eventually below the 200-day moving average. Otherwise, we would expect this just to continue on to the upside. I guess a price target for a round number might be around $800. So we'll just mark something up there like that. And let's go ahead and mark that as 800. And we will just make sure it's exactly at 800. All right, so yeah, so we're on our way to 800 at this particular point. Now, we have had quite a bit of a push, so we would anticipate somewhat of a pullback before it goes there, and that might be something to wait for and have patience and wait for that to pull back into that 25, 100-day moving average area, and then join the trend to the upside. So again, patience is a virtue. Let's go with Microsoft. So looking at Microsoft here, we're largely in a consolidation around the 200-day moving average. That's what's going on. We move up, we come back to this 200-day moving average, move up, come back to it, move up, come back to it. And, it seems to be a consolidation zone right in this particular area. So we'll have to see if we get this turnaround, which is what we anticipate. That price hasn't stayed below, doesn't usually stay below this 200-day moving average very long. This might be one of the longer periods that it's been there, but we'll have to continue to watch that. One way to again watch that or monitor that would be to draw a trend line. Also to look at this 25-day moving average to see if price moves above that. But we're looking for a break of this trend line as the first signal, and then we'll look for that move above the 25-day moving average, and we'll just wait that out and see what happens. Okay, MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, again, this is following the price of Bitcoin for the most part, which has not been able to break above, I think, 110,000 roughly. So here you have this peak that occurred about 542, 543, whatever that price might be there. But we've had a pullback into pretty much our 100-day moving average, which has been showing some level of support right here. So we'll continue to anticipate that the 100-day moving average is that support. We could get support at a lower level as well. So these are what the discount prices were previously that I've labeled here, where the 25-day was, the 100 and the 200-day moving average were. And we can adjust these at this point. Let's go ahead and move these up to where these are today. So these are our new discount prices here. So we find discount as far as the value of discount on the price at these levels. So if you were shopping for something and you were looking for discounts, this is what this equates to, that okay, this is on sale when it hits these prices. So the anticipation there is only because the price has been moving up. So therefore these pullbacks would be considered on sale. All right. Here's Netflix. Netflix continued to move up as anticipated. We had this is a good example of where we had our counter trend line. We waited for that to break. Also price, it really gapped up above the 25-day moving average, but we got that break we were looking for, and it's just continued to run to the upside. But this is that patience that we don't have to enter any of these days until this crosses that line. When it crosses that line, that's where we can start to take note and say, okay, what might happen next? Are we near a discount zone? Did we just hit a discount zone? Was that a place where we could have bought this at a discount? Otherwise, yeah, we continue to watch, and it moves up. Now it's above the 25-day moving average. It's green, and it's been moving on. It hit our price levels that we anticipated, the $1,000 level, and we'll continue to see what it does now. If you're in this, you may continue to ride this until it breaks the 25-day moving average or starts to show some downtrend. But otherwise, if you're not in this, you would wait and see if there's going to be a pullback and do the same sort of thing here, same sort of thing you see here. Waiting for that pullback, that break, move up, and continuation. All right, so that's Netflix. NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, there's quite a bit of consolidation overall, because you see a lot of pushes back down into the 100-day moving average and eventually down here to the 200-day moving average. But now you got another push back up, and we are above the 100-day moving average and the 25-day moving average. So we'd anticipate more movement to the upside. Our target here is 156, 157 level for that price to sort of get to there and eventually move all the way up beyond that price. So Palantir. So Palantir is a company that does defense contracts, I guess, for the government. So we have to understand like the power of what some of these companies have and the influence that they have, within our country. So the thing to do is to really anticipate that this would just continue to grow. The Palantir, it showed some drop here below the 25-day moving average, but it has continued on to move up to the upside and stay above that 25-day moving average, and that's how it's been sort of operating. We had one dip here that kind of went down into the 100, 200-day moving average, but since then it's been really staying close to this 25-day moving average, which is a very, very strong trend. So we will just continue to monitor this and see if there's another pullback in and another push on up. So that's where we're going with Palantir. Tesla. So I know a lot of folks is discussing doom and gloom for Tesla, and Tesla may have some concerns, regarding car sales and that sort of thing. But Tesla is involved in a lot more than just car sales. So as the humanoid robot business starts to build up and they really start to deliver on that, we can anticipate that this company will just kind of explode as long as they keep all of that technology under the name of Tesla. They could be a possibility. Maybe they start another company or a spinoff or something like that. But the current way that they're operating, it looks like those humanoid robots will come out under Tesla, and continue to sort of change the way that we the way the world works. Really, if you have humanoid robots doing work, that means you have fewer workers that you need, and you can fill a lot more spots with for jobs that people generally may have a hard time working. So and it may open up the doors to some things that may be more dangerous types of work where uh, humans really may not fit the bill, I guess, for being able to work in certain types of environments. So if that becomes a reality, then you'll see quite a bit of growth, a lot of industry, a lot of military, everybody buying these robots. Now, will Tesla be the first to the table with this technology? I don't know. They may be the first to the table with technology, or some other country may be first to the table with that, or some other company even may be first with that technology. Now, Tesla has an advantage over some companies because they can mass produce things. They mass produce cars. They know the ins and outs of sourcing raw materials and being able to build whatever they want to build. So mass production and manufacturing is a big plus that Tesla has over other robotics companies who may only be able to build one or two robots. The ability to mass produce these could be the difference in everything. Now, that may not be true in other countries like China and that sort of thing. But we have to see who comes out first with these, who is able to put them all over the world. But most companies that are going to be on time with this technology are going to be able to compete and get some share, some piece of that market share that's out there, or whether that's all controlled by governments, determine which robots can be in which countries, but otherwise that's going to be a big market. So anticipating that Tesla, even if it drops now, from car sales and things like that, there should be some explosion of movement upward as they secure more government contracts and things like that for the robots. So we really have to watch this and monitor it. Right now, we did dip back into the 100-day moving average. We could dip into the 200-day moving average, which is about $300 there. If depending on what happens there, these are definitely value areas. So let's mark them as such. We'll just mark this one, and we'll just mark down here just as a holder there. But these are value areas where the price is at a value based on the trend that we've established. We've established an uptrend right now, and we anticipate that uptrend will continue even with this pullback that's currently happening. So here we had a pullback. We did turn positive for a short while. Then we started to go back down to the 100-day. Let's draw another kind of trend line, and let's just make it kind of close to where the 25-day moving average is for now. And so we'll continue to monitor this to see how far down it goes. If it comes up, breaks that trend line that we just drew, if it comes up above the 25-day moving average or not. But you can see here from some prices that we had marked previously, depending on which way it goes, there's quite a bit of opportunity when it comes to options. So this movement to the downside from around 400 down to 300, that would have been a move if you had bought 200 shares, the move of $20,000 that you're looking at to the downside. Now you can turn it into options and look at the delta and that sort of thing and try to see how much that would have been. But the overall opportunity was a $20,000 opportunity to the downside, or a $20,000 opportunity to the upside, depending on which way you thought price was going to go. All right. So that's it for the Mag 7 plus a few other companies that we have on the list here, just so you get a feel for what the market's doing right now. Again, we don't know day to day what the price is going to go up or down. There's a lot going on, and we just have to be patient.